Mr. Painsville. This is Newsline. One full hour of news, views, interviews, counterviews, comments, background reports, and in-depth analysis. Issues all about Liberia and the rest of the world. Today is Thursday, August 1, 2024. I'm Alfred Rogers, anchoring. In the headlines this afternoon, President Joseph Boyka pledges government's support to building a respected police force. Liberia to host investment development and multinational sector ministerial conference in the coming days.
The event is to foster economic growth, create collaborative platforms that attract direct foreign investment and showcase Liberia's economic potential.
Liberia Telecommunications Authority to launch consumers protection regulations shortly.
We are coming up with a consumer protection regulations. What that means is that we are here to guide and protect the consumers and their rights.
In Nigeria, police fire live bullets in an attempt to crack down on hunger protest. Details of these captivating developments, the news in French, simple Liberian English, and sports, all coming up right after the news bulletin read for us by Grace Modiesi.
President Joseph Boakai has pledged government support to building a police force that is respected by all. President Boakai said government will endeavor to restore the dignity of the LNP by providing necessary logistical and financial support to enhance their operations. The Liberian leader made the commitment Wednesday at a program organized by the LNP aimed at building resilient law enforcement and enhancing local policing in Monrovia.
We are here to make sure that we put dignity on them to serve our country. They are people of resilience. They are people of integrity, but we need to work with them to make them successful.
He, however, noted that despite the enormous challenges confronting the operations of law enforcement, government remains resolute in protecting the country's security. President Boakai believes by empowering the police. President Boakai believes empowering the police is crucial to protecting the peace and security of Liberia. Meanwhile, President Joseph Boakai says Liberia and Switzerland will continue to collaborate efforts in the agriculture, infrastructure, energy, rule of law, and tourism sectors. President Boakai's statement was contained in his message of congratulations to the government and people of Switzerland on the occasion marking the National Day of that country today, August 1. The Liberian leader said as the people of Switzerland commemorate this event, it is important to celebrate the shared commitment to international peace and democracy subsisting between the two countries. In a release, President Boakai also extended best wishes to the well-being of President Ahmed and continued peace and prosperity to the people of Switzerland. The 2024 Liberia Investment Development and Multinational Sector Ministerial Conference is expected to get underway in the coming days. The conference, which runs from Monday, August 5 to Wednesday, August 8, is organized by Nobel Africa Venture in partnership with the National Investment Commission. The event, according to Information Minister Jeremy Pia, is a comprehensive multi-sector of government and inter-ministerial conference designed to bring together a diverse array of stakeholders.
The conference will also feature a robust program including plenary session, sector breakout session, panel discussion, and expo, and multiple networking opportunities. These sessions will cover key sectors such as agriculture, infrastructure, mining, energy innovation, technology, banking and finance, and policy.
Minister Pia disclosed that participants of the conference will include government officials, local and international investors, including Liberians from the diaspora and development partners. The information minister also indicated that the event is aimed at fostering economic growth, create operative platform to attract foreign investment and to showcase Liberia's economic potentials. The Liberian government says it remains undeterred by threats coming from former President George Weah in connection with the prosecution of former officials accused of corruption. Speaking at a news conference Wednesday, former President Weah described government's decision to prosecute public officials accused of corruption as witch hunt and vowed to resist the process through political and legal options. But addressing Thursday's MICAD regular press briefing, Information Minister Jeremy Pia said government is committed to the prosecution processes of all former public officials accused of corruption in the spirit of transparency and accountability. Minister Pia called on former President Weah to persuade members of his government to submit to impartial due process void of witch hunt. The information minister said it is unthinkable for the former president to question the prosecution of public officials accused of corruption from previous GSC's audit reports under his government. Liberia Telecommunications Authority is to shortly launch what it calls Consumers Protection Regulation to make the telecommunications sector enviable. Acting Chairperson Patrick Horner said the new regulation is intended to guide and protect consumers' rights. Speaking Thursday at a one-day technical working session in Painesville, Mr. Horner reaffirmed LTA's commitment to providing a robust service delivery throughout the country.
For the first time in the history of our country, in the history of LTA, we are coming up with a consumer protection regulations. And what that means is that we are here to guide and protect the consumers and their rights.
He said plans are underway to roll out nationwide stakeholders consultations beginning with Maryland County to sensitize citizens about the regulations. The Liberia Telecommunications Authority acting chairperson also thanked LTA technical staff for developing the consumers protection regulations. The Pediatric Association of Liberia has called for a holistic approach to the fight against diarrhea in Liberia. The technical advisor of the association, Dr. Nika Coleman, also wants parents to join ongoing efforts by grassroots organizations, government, and partners to prevent the outbreak of diarrhea in the country. She noted collective efforts will enhance the livelihood of children, especially those below the age of 5 who are often victims of the disease. Dr. Coleman disclosed the organization is focused on eradicating diarrhea, malnutrition, malaria, and respiratory diseases affecting the lives of children. She made the statement Wednesday during the organization's one-day diarrhea awareness at various markets in Monrovia and immediate environs. Meanwhile, the consultant of the Pediatric Association of Liberia, Charles Ogoni, has described the one-day diarrhea awareness as crucial to prevent the outbreak of the disease in the country. Mr. Ogoni said the awareness is also aimed at facilitating ongoing efforts to curtail the disease amongst children under 5 years. He noted there is a significant need for continued awareness on the prevention of diarrhea outbreak in Liberia, as the rate of diarrhea cases in Liberia stands at 16.3%. During the outreach exercise, the organization donated oral rehydration solutions or ORS to the marketers. Former FDA Managing Director Harrison Kanwe has called on government to empower forest rangers to protect wildlife and protected forests across Liberia. Speaking Wednesday in observance of World Rangers Day at the East Nimba Nature Reserve, Mr. Kanwe also wants government provide firearms for rangers. He said forest rangers risk their lives on a daily basis providing services for protected forests and its species without defending themselves. The former FDA managing director emphasized the ranger's commitment to protecting the country's rich biological resources. Mr. Conway named some of the challenges as limited human resource capacity, funding, and logistics for effective and efficient patrol of forests across the country. Some citizens in Nimba County have welcomed government's decision to prosecute alleged former corrupt officials of government. According to our correspondent, the citizens said corruption undermines development. As such, those caught in the act should be penalized. Our correspondent quotes the citizens as saying such move by government will deter other officials from doing same. The citizens said for Liberia to experience massive growth and development, citizens need to collectively fight the menace. They urged government not to be distracted by detractors in its fight against corruption. And
Grace Moliezi and the news bulletin. She comes back a little later. That's when you listen to the international news. This is Newsline on State Radio. Good afternoon and welcome. One of the big stories we follow in Liberia to host investment, development, and multinational sectorial ministerial conference in the coming days. To this one now, where government has committed its support to the protection of the country's peace and security. Government believes this can be achieved by augmenting the efforts of the police and other law enforcement agencies in the country. The commitment was made by President Joseph Boakai Wednesday at a program organized by the Liberia National Police aimed at building resilient law enforcement and enhancing local policing in Monrovia.
The police are our first line